turn femininity on and off. A lot of women say, well, I'm feminine for the right man, or no, it's not that you're feminine for the right man. It's that you're faking it for the man that you want because you're trying to manipulate him into being with you and picking you and choosing you over the other women. Are you trying to maintain the soft life? Are you trying to be more feminine, fit, and friendly? Well, is that realistic to attain nowadays? Because a lot of people are attacking the soft life era and calling it fake and manipulative. The soft life era is really just about the femininity movement and a different name and twist to it, because so many women have, me personally, I feel like I was a part of the femininity movement, right? I feel like it's been taken over by the sugar babies, the women who are looking for a hypergamy, however you say it, lifestyle. So I'm gonna break down what the soft life era is, being feminine, the art of seduction, and how to live a soft life. What does that look like, and is it attainable, and how I failed miserably at trying to achieve this and why I failed, so you can avoid doing the same thing. So what is the soft life? I have my notes, I've done my research, okay? Creating standards and boundaries, it's healing, it's wanting peace, creating intentional happiness, does not accept struggle, love, stress. It's also creating self-care for yourself, creating a fresh and clean environment around you, and learning to say no or yes and being grateful. That sounds great, right? Why is everybody mad about this? Why is everybody complaining about the soft life era? The soft life era is more so for Black women. Black women for the longest have been stereotyped as controversial, mean, masculine, loud, aggressive, you know, so we are now taking control of the Black woman's image. And you know, it started with the rise, I feel like it started with the rise of Kevin Samuels, when he said, we want women who are fit, feminine, and friendly, right? And that has not been something that has, that's been stereotyped, that we do not fit that. We have never fit that. We need to go back to being fit, feminine, and friendly. A lot of women are hearing the men and what they want. They're tired of us, you know, and so women were like, you know what? I'm tired of struggle love too. I'm tired of being angry too. I'm tired. I want to rest in my femininity. I want an easier life. I'm done with struggle love. I'm tired of arguing. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of being stressed out and overworked, right? Black women deserve luxury too. Black women deserve to rest in our femininity as well. That's why you have trends like Black girl luxury, soft life era, and the femininity movement that was taken upon Black women. We were tired of being the, you know, strong and independent woman. We wanted to rest. We wanted to depend on a man, and we didn't want to be independent anymore because it's not working and we're stressed, and we are women, we are not men, and we're not supposed to live in our masculine energy because we will never be at peace, right? That doesn't sound bad. What's wrong with that? I'm even part of that. I have created many videos on this platform about how to be more feminine, but I have made the mistake of doing some things that wasn't really addressed until I got into a relationship. So what is being feminine? To me, at first, feminine was the outside appearance first, right? A lot of women I've seen taking on this feminine role. They wear their hair a certain way, they dress a certain way, they talk a certain way, they dine a certain way, they eat a certain way, they live a certain way, and they carry themselves a certain way, and they have a certain aesthetic about themselves. They live in flowers and floral and pink and being soft, right? We're not over here, you know, having these long fingernails and colored hair, and because that's not feminine, right? That's not what the men want. That's not what requires of a wife, right? We you know, we take on this role and touching ourselves a certain way and talking a certain way, but really that is the art of seduction. That is not just femininity. That is the art of seduction. That is how you pull a man in, right? That is manipulative, but who isn't manipulating each other in this dating game? Men manipulate women with money, and women manipulate men with looks, the aesthetics, the seduction, the art of seduction. Seduction is getting what you want. I'm going to go ahead and play this video of a woman who is living the soft life era and how it has benefited her.
Complaining before, and I've been enjoying this soft girl era that I'm going through. I've never been able to be a soft girl. I'm so like, and now I'm just like, and then when I lower my voice and I need to be taken seriously and handled delicately, and I just look and I'm like, baby, look, I'm not okay. I need this. I need you. I get whatever the fuck I want. Who told me to be aggressive? This is crazy.
She said that she was rah, rah, right? She was like, who told us to be aggressive? No one told us to be aggressive, lady. It is depending on how you were raised and what type of environment you were raised in and programmed to believe. No one told women to be aggressive. They told us to be more assertive and stand up for ourselves, but no one told you to be aggressive. You can be feminine and you can stand up for yourself. You can be feminine and know how to have a voice. No one told us that we had to yell and be angry all the time. There's many, many reasons why a lot of women are angry and upset and always yelling and confrontational and talking too much. And this meme I actually reposted on my story from Justin LeBoy, and I'm gonna go ahead and show it now. It says, she's beautiful, educated, gets her own money, cooks, cleans, got great kitty. We just working on her shutting the F up and not talking back all the time. Respectfully. I reposted that because that is something that I am guilty of. I feel like I have all these attainable things that make me a wife, right? But I wasn't able to understand my trauma and things that why I was very confrontational, right? And I'll take a deeper dive into that later in the video. So the art of seduction, we hear what men want, and what women are great at doing is delivering that. And that is the art of seduction if you have it. Not everybody has art of seduction. Not everybody masters the art of seduction. But some women, like myself, I can say that I am naturally feminine. I'm naturally feminine as in I have the characteristics of a feminine woman because I'm a girly girl. I've always been a girly girl. I love to play makeup. I naturally talk soft. I naturally have this voice, but you know what? I have a little ratchetness inside of me because of how I was raised, right? But growing up, I was very, very girly girl, and I got made fun of for being the white girl of the group because of how I spoke, and I didn't have that aggression in me. But best believe, because of my environment, that aggression had to get pulled out of me because of my environment. I could not rest into my feminine energy as a young girl because of my confrontational, aggressive environment, okay? I had to have a little bit of ratchetness in me, and that comes out, and that's fine. It's fun, and it's nothing wrong with that as long as I can pull it back in. Why I feel like I failed at my feminine journey, and I'm still currently on it, is because I was not healed. When you first start your feminine journey, right, and the soft girl era, the one thing that's going to turn out bad for old girl in the video is that she is pretending, which is the art of seduction. She's pretending to be this soft girl to get what she wants. She's not genuinely soft. She is not completely healed. She's saying, I'm usually raw. That means that is inside of her, and that whatever that's causing her to be raw is inside of her. So best believe that she can use this soft voice all she wants to get what she wants, but let the right person trigger her. All of that goes out the window. And I was guilty of that myself. So when someone would, in my relationship, if me and my boyfriend, because this is the thing, this is realistic. People are going to trigger you. I don't care how soft, feminine, fit, and soft life you're living. People in this world are going to trigger you. Does that mean that they're a bad person? No, but people will do things to trigger you because that is life. People will trigger you at your job. People will trigger you in your relationship. Your parents will trigger you. You know, your friends will trigger you. People around you, your siblings, people will trigger you, and you cannot fake it. Because in 90 days, the real you will show up. And my problem is that when you're faking it and you're getting what you want, and that person, that same person that you're getting what you want from, see that real side of you, they're going to immediately be turned off. And they're going to say, what happened to this person? I thought you were this, because you were faking your femininity. How do you not fake your femininity anymore? Because you cannot keep it up. The art of seduction is great to get what you want temporarily, but even in the art of seduction book, it even says towards the end that you cannot keep this up forever, because you are living and you're creating a persona that's not really you. Just like Marilyn Monroe. Her real name was Norma Jean Montesson or whatever, but Marilyn Monroe was a persona, and she could not keep it up. It ate her up inside, pretending to be someone she really wasn't. She was not Marilyn, she was Norma. She wanted to become Norma, or when she needed Marilyn, she would put Marilyn on, and then she would go back to her real self. That is not something that is attainable, and it will drive you crazy if you're not authentically being yourself. Be yourself. If you find yourself wanting to be a feminine woman, wanting to live a softer life, these are things that I can recommend for you to do. I actually took some notes. You can't turn femininity on and off. A lot of women say, well, I'm feminine for the right man, or no, it's not that you're feminine for the right man. It's that you're faking it for the man that you want, because you're trying to manipulate him into being with you and picking you and choosing you over the other women. That is not going to last long when that same man that you want triggers you, because guess what? That raw is going to come out of you when he triggers you, or he's going to see a different side of you when somebody else triggers you in front of him. You cannot fake it. It's not going to last long. So when I hear women say, you know what, I'm feminine with the right man, that's the same as a man saying I'm masculine with the right woman. See how that doesn't make any sense? If you're a true feminine woman and you're laying and resting in your true nature of femininity, it is not something that you turn off and on. When you are triggered by somebody and you are actually healed, and you actually have these skills through therapy of how to communicate and stand up for yourself and have the right voice for yourself, that is when you know how to handle confrontation well. You know what to do when you are triggered. And I'm gonna give you tips that I learned in therapy that I am currently working on, because I have a lot of unprogramming to do because of how I was raised, and in my environment has shaped me to be a very confrontational person. Also, you cannot rest in your femininity and live this soft girl era if you're not on your healing journey. It goes hand in hand. You can't be someone who thinks that you can live this up, because really you're not healing yourself. Because how can you rest in your femininity but deep down inside you're still combative? And it will show up during conflict. So for me, my boyfriend, for example, when we first met, well, first of all, when I was single, I started my feminine journey and I fixed the outside. I was smelling good, I was looking good, I was talking, you know how I was talking, I was being a little bit reserved, being mysterious, and it drew in a lot of men, including my boyfriend. And that's one of the things he was so drawn to, and how I carried myself. And even in the beginning, when I was a little triggered, I was able to play it off, right? But as we get deeper into the relationship and feelings are stronger for both of us, and we would get into a disagreement or an argument, he started to see a different side of me that I was hiding. And I can only hide it, I would say, like a couple of months in. I would say by the 4th month, because it's only 90 days you can keep this up. So by the 4th month, I can say that I would not stop being combative. I would argue, I would be upset, I was holding on to things, I would yell to, and he was just like, who are you? Who are you? I'm me, I'm Brittany. I'm showing you who I really am because I can't fake it anymore. I'm triggered, I'm mad. And you know what? One thing I said is that I was healed, but there's a different type of healing when you enter into a relationship. So there's healing when you're in your singleness, and then there's healing when you are in a relationship, because there were things that I thought I was healed from until I was triggered. So I was not getting the therapy that I needed when I was in my singleness. It's so easy to live a soft girl era and be feminine when you're not being triggered, when it's just you and you're living your life and you're in control of your environment, when you don't have kids maybe. But when you are in a relationship, no relationship is easy. It's always going to be something to test your relationship. And you have to face conflict when it needs to be addressed. But if you are not a true feminine woman and it's months in, you cannot hold up that facade and persona that you were giving off. And that's why a lot of women fail miserably at this. And I'm going to be vulnerable enough to admit to you guys that I failed miserably, because he did not know where this confrontational woman came from. I realized that I was very unhealed. I was very unhealed. I had a lot of past, holding on to past mistakes, and I was being triggered from my past relationships, okay? Because I have not healed. So as I went to therapy and I was talking to my therapist, I had a bad habit of solely blaming the other person, right? Well, he made me do this. She goes, you know what? He didn't make you do anything. He just bought out what was inside of you. You are responsible for your reactions. You are responsible for your triggers. What she gave me was, you need to start journaling. Stop being so reactive. And a lot of Black women, we are very emotional and reactive. Rightfully so, because of probably how we grew up and our environment, right? So when I was triggered, I would write down how I felt at that moment. I would walk away and stop myself, because I had to have some type of self-control, right? I would walk away, stop myself from arguing, take out my journal that I had always handy on me. I have several journals. And then I would just start writing how I feel. How do you feel right now? I feel like this. Everything that I wanted to say to him, I said it in my journal. I stopped myself, because everything that I want to say at that moment don't need to be said. Because sometimes you can say things at the heat of the moment that you don't really mean. Or maybe you do mean it, but you need to say it a different way because you're triggered. So it's going to be really hard for you to say things that you really mean when you are triggered, because you're going to say things in a way that's going to probably come off disrespectful, right? So I was writing in my journal, I write so much now. And it doesn't have to be organized. It doesn't have to be Dear Diary on this day or this day. Just start jotting down stuff just randomly as you're feeling it. That is one step you can take to help yourself when you're triggered. Even when you're at your job and someone speaks to you crazy, take out your journal for a moment, take a deep breath, and write it out. My other tip would be, when you are triggered, ask yourself, why are you feeling like this? So, example, if someone says something to you, right? And you feel like, who are you talking to? I'm not a kid. Why are you talking to me like I'm a child? Why are you disrespecting me? Ask yourself, why are you feeling disrespected? And is that person really trying to disrespect you? Is that person really trying to insult you and make you feel little? Why do you feel little at that time? So take a step back when someone says something. Take a deep breath. Take it in, what they're saying and what they said, and ask yourself, how does this make me feel in this moment? It makes me feel small. It makes me feel angry. It makes me feel like I'm stupid. It makes me feel like I'm embarrassed and everybody's laughing at me. Why do you feel like that? Why do you feel like everybody's laughing at you? Well, because when I was little, everybody was laughing at me, and this girl made me feel stupid, and it brings me back to that moment. So is it really them that's doing that? Or is it something from your traumatic experience that's associating it to what's going on now? That may not be it. Then, when you address that, you say to yourself, well, are you stupid? No, I'm not stupid. Okay, so why are you triggered? Are you smart? Yes, I'm smart. Are you intelligent? Yeah, I'm intelligent. Are you accomplished? Yeah, I'm accomplished. You know what? I'm not that. I'm more than that moment. And I'm better than this moment as well. And I'm not going to let this person get to me. That's how you talk to yourself. I'll never forget, I had someone, I felt like at the moment they belittled me. I felt like they embarrassed me. I felt like they made me feel stupid. And it went back to my childhood at the times where all the times people have made fun of me for being slow or stupid. And I had to go back to that moment and I say, you're not stupid. You're very smart. You're educated. You're this, you're that. And I breathe that in and I take it all in and I hold it there, right? And then I release all this negative energy and negative thoughts about myself. And I release it because I am more than that moment. How to handle confrontation, that takes skills, that takes practice, that takes work, that takes healing. And you're not going to achieve this soft life era or femininity if you are not on your healing journey. You will fail. You will look good on the outside, but smell dirty on the inside. Because once that person triggers you, you're gonna go off. So I can tell that this girl is saying, oh, I'm living this soft girl era, and no offense to her, but once that man that she's asking things from is gonna trigger her, she's not, it's gonna come out because she's not on her healing girl journey. Can we make that a thing? Healing girl journey? Is that something that we can, start pushing out there? Because you can't live a soft girl or feminine. You can't really live in your feminine energy if you are not trusting, if you're not nurturing to yourself. Because being feminine is a nurturing thing. You nurture yourself. That's why they call it self-care, because you nurture yourself. And it's not about luxury. It's not about living and drinking out of cute glasses of wine. No, you bought that glass of wine to make you feel good. You bought that beautiful glass of wine because you feel like your lips deserve to touch something luxurious and not a paper cup. Because you want to feel good in that moment. You're choosing yourself and you're choosing self-care. That is a part of self-care. Buying flowers for yourself. It's not about just buying flowers for yourself. It's about sniffing the flowers and it making you feel good and giving you that healing that your inner child needs, because maybe you didn't get that growing up. Maybe you didn't embrace the moment growing up. You didn't embrace yourself growing up. So this is my definition of soft girl era, is healing girl era. Okay? Because you can't attain it without healing. Get a therapist. I recommend it. It has helped me tremendously in my life and how I react to things. But let me tell you the reality about it. It doesn't happen overnight. A lot of people want to say you should be healed before you get into a relationship. A lot of people think they're healed until they are triggered. You may think that you're healed from certain things until the person that you love and care about deeply trigger you. So we can push this note that, oh, be completely healed until, yes, be healed. Don't jump from one relationship to another. Avoid struggle love at all costs. If someone is triggering you, what you can do is take yourself out of that environment and protect yourself. Or if you are trying to listen and engage in conversation with this person and they're not hearing you, they're over talking you, that is when you create boundaries for yourself to walk away and say, this conversation is over because I deserve to be heard and I deserve to be listened to. So if you're not gonna listen to me, I'm gonna walk away. That is resting into your femininity. Some people are not worth your energy. And that is soft life era, is protecting your energy, protecting your peace, and protecting yourself. That is self-care, that is self-love, that is self-worth, that is creating boundaries, and that is healing. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like, this video and you have some advice for the women who are trying to live this soft girl era or their feminine energy or tap into that feminine lifestyle, comment below some advice you would give, or what do you feel about the soft life era or the femininity era. All right, guys, until next time.